Good day everyone! I'm Mam Abi, your business ethics and social responsibility teacher. Today, let me show to you the first topic in business ethics and social responsibility. So the module 1 is about the nature and forms of business organizations. The most essential learning competency is to differentiate the forms of business organizations in terms of their purpose and role in socio-economic development. At the end of this video lesson, you are expected to: number 1, define business. 2, explain why people engage in business. 3, give the advantages and disadvantages of each form of business organization. 4, create your own business logo. And number 5, classify the different characteristics of organizations. Before we proceed, I want to test your knowledge regarding our topic for today. So, direction, analyze each question and answer whether it is true or false. You may raise your hand if you want to answer or comment your answers in the chat box. Number 1, business is a passive process. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Very good. 2, tax preparation is more difficult in a sole proprietorship than in a corporation. What's the answer? Correct. The answer is false. Number 3, a corporation is a separate entity distinct from all the owners. What's the answer? Very good. The correct answer is true. Number 4, your liability as a shareholder is only limited to the amount of your investment. What's the answer? The correct answer is true. Very good. Number 5, a partnership may generate funds through selling shares of stocks. Is it true or false? What's the answer? Correct. The correct answer is false. Because the source of finance for a partnership can include savings, stock and bonds, and even retirement account funds. Number 6, a corporation may be owned by one person. Is it true or false? What's the answer? The correct answer is false. A corporation is typically owned and controlled by its members who are known as shareholders. Next is number 7. Handling money for a sole proprietorship is easier than partnership. Is it true or false? What's the answer? The correct answer is true. Okay, next, number 8. Bookstores and sari-sari stores fall under the service businesses category. Is it true or false? What's the answer? The correct answer is false. Bookstores and sari-sari stores fall under the merchandising category. Okay, number 9. Manufacturing businesses include baked goods and cosmetics. The correct answer is false. Manufacturing businesses, they turn basic inputs into products which are sold to consumers. And number 10, the sole proprietor can pass the business down to his heir. What's the answer? The correct answer is true. Okay, so who got 10 or the perfect score? Very good. Okay, so let's give your classmates a virtual clap. So now let's proceed to our lesson. Our lesson is about the nature and forms of business organization. So before we proceed, I want you to arrange these jumbled letters to form the correct words as described by the given clues. You may write your answers on a separate sheet of paper, or you may comment your answers in the chat box. Number 1, you engage into this if you want profits. So, what's the answer? The answer is business. Very good. Next, this refers to 2 or more people who work together or do business together. What's the answer? Correct. The answer is partners. Very good. Number 3. It is an organization enjoying the rights and duties as that of an individual. What's the answer? The correct answer is corporation. Very good. Next, number 4. It is an organization enjoying the rights and duties as that of an individual. What's the answer? The correct answer is profit. Last, this is another term for the owner of a business. The answer is proprietor. Okay, very good. So now, let's define what is business. Business is an active process which is an integral part of human society. It is an organization where economic resources or inputs such as materials and services are brought together and distributed to deliver or to give consumers goods, products, or outputs. It involves significant operations such as buying, assembling, distributing, advertising, selling, and accounting. Some examples of businesses here in the Philippines. Number 1, SM, the company owned by Henry C. We also have the National Bookstore. National Bookstore currently has 128 branches all over the Philippines. We also have Ayala. What else? Jollibee. Philippine Airlines, Meralco. Okay, those are examples of businesses. Now, let's proceed to profit. When we say profit, profit refers to the difference between the amount received and the amount spent on something purchased, produced, or manufactured. The profit is the sum remaining after all costs, direct and indirect, are deducted from the income of a business. For example, meron kang business about fishball. Ayan. So, bumili ka ng kikiam, fishball. Ayan. And then, hapon na, naibenta mo lahat yung mga yon. So, ang ginawa mo, kinalculate mo lahat ng kinita mo that day and then minus mo yung pinangbili mo ng kikiam and fishball. Okay, dina-minus mo na yung kung magkano lahat yung mga naibili mo sa mga ingredients. Yan, yung natira, that is your profit. We have 3 types of business organizations. So, what are those 3? Number 1, service businesses. Service businesses provide services to customers rather than products. Examples: computer repair, laundry services, tutoring, delivery services, wellness such as gym or spa. Number 2, merchandising businesses. You are going to sell to customers the products that you buy from other business. For example, sari-sari stores, bookstores, department stores, groceries, supermarkets. For example, you're going to buy a bundle of ukay. Okay, binili mo yung ukay and then ibibenta mo siya ulit. So that is what you call merchandising business. Next, manufacturing businesses. Turn basic inputs into products which are sold to consumers. Example, shoe manufacturing, baked goods, candle manufacturing, cosmetics manufacturing, wine production, and others. Pwede rin coffee production. For example, yung takoyaki business. Sa takoyaki business, you're going to buy ingredients such as raw octopus, even boiled octopus, flour, bonito flakes, and other ingredients. And then, pag mix mo siya, gagawin mo siyang takoyaki. That is an example of manufacturing business. So now let's proceed to the forms of business organizations. Number 1 is sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship, it is a one-person business. The owner has full control over the finances and operations and decides alone. Now let's talk about the advantages of sole proprietorship. Number 1, tax preparation is faster. You're going to simply file an individual income tax return including losses and profits to your business, and your personal and business income is considered the same, and the tax implications for self-employed individuals would apply. Number 2, sole proprietorship has lower startup costs. Number 3, handling money for the business is easier. 4, sole proprietorships have the least government rules and regulations that affect them. The sole proprietor can own the business for as long as he or she wants, and when he or she wants to move out or he or she cash in and sell the business, it's okay. Next, even in common practice, the sole proprietor can pass the business down to his heir or tagapagmana. For example, ayoko na, so ipapasa ko sa kaibigan ko or sa kapatid ko. Yan. Pwedeng-pwede. Kasi ako lang naman magdedesisyon kasi ako lang ang owner ng business. So those are the advantages of sole proprietorship. Now let's proceed to the disadvantages. The disadvantages are, number 1, the sole proprietor is personally liable for all debts and actions of the enterprise. For example, nagastos or nawalan, si sole proprietor, siya lang ang nag-iisang liable doon or siya lang ang gagawa ng paraan kasi siya lang may-ari ng business. There is lack of financial control because of looser structure of sole proprietorship. Sometimes kasi, diba, 2 heads are better than 1. Minsan, kapag nag-iisa kang nagde-decide, may mga decisions ka rin na nagagawa na hindi tama or hindi nakakabuti para sa business. Number 3, there could be difficulty in raising capital. So, for example, magde-decide ka na magtayo ng sarili mong business, pero medyo malaki yung kailangan mong puhunan. So, medyo mahirapan ka. So, those are the advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Now, let's proceed to partnership. Partnership, it is a business relationship between 2 or more people. It refers to an arrangement where individuals share a business venture's profits and liabilities. The partners give feedback on how to use the capital and other critical strategic decisions that may provide different perspectives. So let's also talk about the advantages and disadvantages of partnership. First are the advantages. Advantages, number 1, a partnership business lacks formality as compared with managing a limited company or corporation. 2, it is easy to start. The partnership may be created either verbally or in writing. 3, you share the burden. You have companion and support. Dalawa kayo na may hirapan pero dalawa kayong lulutas ng problem in case na magkaroon ng problem sa business nyo. Every partner would add his or her own expertise, skills, experience, and connections to the business, thus giving it a greater chance of success. Yes, correct. So every partner, for example, will give or will share their experiences, their ideas. They are going to share their expertise, skills to your business, and it will give the business a greater chance to become successful. Kasi marami kayong nag-iisip ng idea. Marami kayong nagtutulungan. Next, there is a better decision making. Two heads are better than one. Another advantage, there is privacy. The business deals may be kept confidential by the partners. Next, the partners own and control the business. Next, the more partners there are, the more funds are available in the company, which can be used for possible expansion. Its borrowing capacity is also likely to be higher. Next, there is an easy access to profits in a business partnership. The partners just have to divide the profits. So those are the advantages of partnership. So now let's proceed to the disadvantages of partnership. First, the business does not have any independent legal status. 2, the business has no separate legal personality, so the partners are personally liable for the debts and losses incurred. 3, the partnership business often seems to lack the sense of prestige more closely associated with a corporation. 4, a partnership will often find it more difficult to raise money than a corporation. 5, there is a potential of differences and conflicts. And last, decision making can be slower because there is a need for consultation among partners. And the third form of business organization is the corporation. Corporation, it is an entity created by law that is independent and distinct from its owners and relies on the corporate laws of the state in which it is incorporated to continue its existence. Corporations have an advantage in generating money for the company. It can raise funds by selling shares of stocks. It files taxes separately from its owner. Let's talk about the advantages of corporation. First, the liability of the shareholders of a corporation is limited up to the amount of their investment. A publicly held corporation may sell shares or issue bonds to raise substantial amount. Next, it is easy for a shareholder to sell shares in a corporation. And last, a corporation's life has no limit. Ownership can pass through many generations. Those are the 4 advantages of the corporation. And the disadvantages, corporation pay taxes on its income depending on its type, and the shareholders pay dividend taxes, so income gets taxed twice. 2, the management team of a corporation can operate the business without any real oversight from the owners. So those are the disadvantages of corporation. Below are sentences that characterize the forms of business. Classify them by writing each sentence to the proper column. Number 1 was given as an example. Write your answers from numbers 2 to 10 on a separate sheet of paper. So here are the sentences. So you're going to characterize what form of business this. So now class, let's check your answers. Now class, let's test what you have learned in our lesson for today. I want you to answer this activity on a separate sheet of paper. I will give you 5 minutes to finish this activity. So now you're done, I want you to share your answers in the chat box or in the comment section. And for your additional activities, answer the questions in 3 to 5 sentences. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1, do you think businesses benefit people? Yes or no and why. Give an example. Number 2, how do businesses help the society and the economy? So for your last activity, you have to create your own business logo. In creating your business logo, you can use Canva application or you can also draw your own business logo. So that's it, class. I hope you have learned a lot from our topic for today. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and have a nice day. Bye!